Terry, we got to get cracking today because
we do.
We were going to do Delaware Park for our pick fours.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a little too warm for horse racing in Delaware today. So we've decided to go ahead and we changed it to Belterra last night. And then, of course, whenever you make any changes, you know the best laid plans of mice and men get destroyed, right? They say, tell God a joke, tell them your plans. So there are some late scratches that screwed up our pick four tickets too, but we're going to correct them as we go through it. We're going to get started right away because Terry's best bet of the day is in race number 4 at Belterra. So Terry, why don't you, before we get to race number 4 at Belterra today, tell us a little bit about, what was it, race number 5 yesterday? It carried us. Your back must hurt from carrying us yesterday, but I think it was race number 5 yesterday at Colonial Downs, right?
That's right. And my third pick, number 7, Dream of Those Daisies, won and paid $33 to win, $15.20 to place, and $2.60 to show. My first pick ran second, paid $6.40 to place and $3.20 to show. And my third pick ran third, and it paid $2.60 to show. And the exacta for $1 paid $104.10. So if you box those for $1, it would have cost you $6. And the trifecta for 50 cents, if you box those 3 for 50 cents, would have cost you $3.
So $3?
Yeah, and it paid $244.45. So
where else can you take $3 and turn it into 245 cents in a matter of minutes, Terry? And get it for free, nonetheless, on just by tuning into a TV show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or Facebook, wherever it is you're watching, right?
Yeah. So I've been doing pretty good. I have 3 days in a row of winning tickets. So
anyway, what do you call 4 days in a row? Just lucky, or what do you call that?
No.
Or great handicapping.
Great handicapping and destiny. So I'm going to go to
Destiny.
Yeah. Belterra Park again, race 4. And my top pick is number 6, Naughty Nellier. Has the highest last race speed rating and ran second against similar in the last race. And I like number 2 is named Granite Candy. Early speed running style would help her chances at this shorter distance. And she has a hot trainer jockey combo who in the last 14 days, 4 mounts, 4 wins, 100%. And then number 5.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of like your pick of the day for the last 3 days.
Yeah, it is. And then I like, because my third choice, number 5, Elusive Eyes, is having a good year, finishing in the money 62% of the time. So that's it.
That wraps it up. All right. I'm having a little bit of, internet issues, computer issues out. We're having some really bad weather in the Chicagoland area, but I don't know what that should do with the internet, but my computer's in and out, the internet's in and out. So forgive us if I do like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall and for a couple seconds there. So today we're going to also move on to Belterra for our hot dog pick 4s and our prime rib pick 4s. As I mentioned, there are some late scratches, so we'll be making adjustments on the fly. So make sure you grab a pen and paper, because Terry and I, what we show you on the screen may not necessarily be what's actually running on the track. So Terry, let's go ahead, because we did look at about 20 minutes before the show comes on. I start putting together the slides, the graphics, so that way I can take into account the most recent scratches. But unfortunately, Terry and I, about 10 minutes before, all the scratches started coming through for the later part of the day at Belterra. We did not have time, because it is a live show, to get those adjusted. So let's go ahead, Terry. Let's start with the prime rib, the hot dog pick 4. Let me pull that one up. And in race number 5, there are some scratches in race number 5. It looks to me like right now, race number 5, we have it looks like just the 5 is scratched in race number 5 right now.
That's correct. Yes, you've got that correct. So if I'm going to do the hot dog race, pick 4, and we'll go with the 5th race. Start with number 3 is my top pick, Cozy Crown. Won her last race and now is moving up in class. I like horses moving up in class. You can a lot of times get a good price that way. Anyway, she had the highest last race speeding in the race, and she has a hot jockey in the last 7 days, 18 mounts, 5 wins, 3 seconds, and 2/3. And then I like the number 1 Zing Fu. She
Sing food.
drops, yeah, she drops in class today, and the trainer wins 50% of the time when he puts blinkers back on horses.
Is that like spicy tofu or citrusy?
I think the tofu, spicy tofu.
Yeah,
Anyway, and then my third pick was going to be the 5, but he was scratched. In the
not
sixth
anymore.
race,
Hmm.
not anymore, no. In the 6th race, I like the number 5, Just
Well,
Joey.
let's just see if there's any scratches real quick in the 6th race before we move on. So in
Okay.
6th race, the one horse is scratched, and it looks like everybody else is good to go.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I like the number 5, Just Zoe. Her best dirt speed is the fastest among today's starters, and she's finished 75% of the time in the money this year. And then I like Gooses on the Loose, number 7. She ran a nice second in her last race at today's distance. She has the highest race speed rating among the entries, and her early speed running style will help her chances. And then I like the number 4, Runaway Bell. Her breeding is favorable for today's sprint distance, and she has a hot jockey in the last 7 days who, out of 11 mounts, have won 5 of them. And then we can go on to the 7th race where there's some scratches.
Okay, so race number 7. Let's walk through the scratches real quick together.
Okay.
So in race number 7, we do not have the 1. We do not have the 2. We do not have the 5. There's no horses running in this race. We do not have the 6. So we do not have that, but there is a 1A. And I think this is going to open up for one of Terry's favorite betting angles if I can guess where he's going with this. So we have 1, 2, 5, and 6, and the 8 scratched. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. I don't even know if I have any horses left. But go ahead, Terry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my top pick is the 9, Lucky Shore. She can either lead the race or come from really deep to close to try to win. Her best turf speed is faster than the average winning speed, and she has a good trainer jockey combination. And then, since the 1A was scratched, I'm going with the 1, Flash Patriot. Her dam has 4 winners out of 6 starters.
Well, the 1 was scratched. It's the 1A
I'm
that's
sorry.
running La La Angel.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm always right.
Yeah. Well, mostly. Anyway, she has a chance. The 1A, La Angel, she has a chance to improve while trying grass for the first time. And her trainer wins 17% of the time when he takes a maiden to maiden claimer. The longer distance will offer some hope for her. And I think I'm going to would throw out that last race. One of the angles I see is a lot of times on these entries, when the trainer decides to scratch somebody, I see about 50% of the time the other entry wins the race, even though it might not look as good as the original one. So, okay. So then in the 8th race, I don't know if we have.
In race number 8, we have So in race number 8, the 4 is scratched and the 7 is scratched.
Yep. So 4 and 7. Okay. So I like in the hot dog. My top pick is the number 1, Inspiring Lily, and she's had the highest last race speed rating and won her last. And she won her last race. Her early speed running style will help her chances, and the trainer has done really well in the last 14 days. Out of 5 mounts, he's won 3 of them. She also has a sharp workout on August 5th. So my hot dog at this time would be in the first race 1 and 5, in the second leg 4, 5, 7, in the third leg 1, 9, and in the fourth leg I'm keying the 1. So 2 times 5, 10. I think that's a $10.
$10 ticket. So you're going real cheap on us today, Terry.
Yep.
All righty. So let's go ahead and see what Rich has got here. I'm going to do a little bit of this on the, a little bit of handicapping on the fly, so to speak. But all right. So in race number 5, I had the 3 and the 5. But as Terry mentioned, the 5 is scratched. So that leaves me with the 3. Cozy's Crown is a horse that's showing improving past performance lines, stepping up the stairs or up the ladder, as I like to see. Had the top last race speed figure and is taking a small drop in terms of its purse. The trainer is turning this horse around pretty quickly. It's something I like to see, especially coming off of a strong effort. So that'll be, I think, a pretty good, strong positive for the horse. And it had the fastest quarter mile fractions out of any other horse in this field last time out. The winner at this particular distance at Belterra hits at 35% wire to wire. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 3-horse go from beginning to end. I think, honestly, the 3-horse probably wins this race going away. So I'm just going to single the 3 here. In the next race, I like the 4, Runaway Bride. When you look at the trainer, Jeff Greenhill, he's won 8 of 22 sprints. The horse has put in some decent work since. And then number 7, Goose is on the loose. The last race speed figure was above par, which is something I like to see. And you see, much like I saw with the 3-horse in the first leg, the improving past performance number. So the horse is stepping up the performance ladder. It's my favorite, one of my favorite angles there. So so far 3, 4, 7. In race number 7, all of my horses are scratched. So the only horse that I have that I did not have, that I had in my, you'll see on my prime rib ticket, is the 9-horse, a Lucky Shore. So I'm going to single the 9 here as well. Has shown some of the top early fractions in this particular field, and has also some of the top late pace figures. So the horse could get to the front, stay at the front, and then be able to outrun everybody else. As Terry says, the horse is versatile. So Terry likes versatile horses, right?
That's correct. I sure do.
And then in race number 8, I have, well, I was only going to go with 2 horses, but since I've got 2 singles, I have the 3 and then the 4, 7, and the 9. I'm going to go ahead and stick all 4 of them in here. What the heck? It's going to make an $8 ticket. So I have number 1, Inspiring Lily, is taking a class drop, top pedigree, top last race speed figure, better fractions, and probably going to be your pace setter again at a distance where 35% go wire to wire. Nice as Kitten Eyes, the 5-horse is my second choice. Horse has taken a big drop from a $75,000 non-graded stakes all the way down to $25,500. And I do like when a horse puts a bullet work in before it heads to the track. Number 6 and number 3, Lucky Double D's and Milwaukee Cat. Both of them ran last time out a very similar 6 furlong time. I think almost identical. According to my pace analysis, the 6-horse might get the jump on the 3 out of the gate. However, the 3 actually has a little bit better fractions last time out. So it's, again, a distance where a horse can get to the front and win at 35%. So in my last leg, I am going to go 1, 3, 5, and 6. And then, so that's a total of $8. So I'm really on the cheap there. And our friend Sean, he decided to send in his pick 4s as well. So let's take a look at Sean's hot dog pick 4. In race number 5, he had the 1, the 3, the 6, and the 7. I think the 5 was the only one scratched there. So it'll be the, well, he doesn't have the 5. So 1, 3, 6, 7. In race number 6, he has the 4, 5, 7. Only the 1 was scratched. Race number 7, 2, 5, 6, and 7. So he just soloed the 7 there and didn't realize it. And in race number 8, soloing the 1. All right, Terry, I know this is going to be a little bit more difficult than usual for us because some horses are missing, but let's go ahead and pull up the prime rib pick 4.
All right, I'm ready to do that. So in the prime rib pick 4, I'm going to, in the first leg, I'm going to keep the 1 and the 3, and I'm going to add the 6, Touched by Felicity. She likes the distance, and her early speed running style will help her chances in this race. And then in the next leg, I'm going to keep the same 4 horses. And, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to add the 6. I'm going to add the 8 in the next race.
All right.
In the 6th race, yeah. And so the 8 is Ozani's City. She had trouble in her last race. And the trainers won 50% of the time when taking a maiden claimer to a maiden race. And then in the 7th, I'm going to keep the same 4 horses. In the 8th race, I'm going to add the 2 and the 5. The 5 is Nice and Easy Kitten Eyes. She likes the distance, finishing 80% of the time in the money. She's won 40% of those races. and she likes the track. She's ran 66% of the time in the money, winning 33% of those races. She drops in class today and should improve while returning to a sprint, as she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. And then number 2, Sarah Jane. She has finished in the money 55% of the time this year. The distance will present no problems as her early speed running style helps her chances. So now my pick, prime rib pick 4 is first leg 136, with the second leg 4, 5, 7, 8, with the third leg 1, 9, with the fourth leg 1, 2, 5, and I believe that's a $36 ticket.
$36 ticket?
I believe so.
Well, we're going on the cheap today. It wasn't our intention, Terry, but we're going on the cheap. As we mentioned, for me in race number 3, I singled it the number 5. I singled the 3 in the hot dog. I'm going to add the 6 because the 5 is scratched in the 6 horse. Looking at my notes here real quick. The 6 horse is touched by Felicity. It's the second off a layoff. It has the top early and late pace numbers in the field. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 6 horse get out to the lead and maybe make the 3 really hustle to go ahead and make my my hot dog pick 4 viable. And in the race number 6, I am adding, in the first leg, I had the 4 and the 7. So I'm adding the 3. I'm Legit, some of the best works, Bullet before and Bullet before the debut, which is something I like to see for horses making their first start. And then number 6, Just Zoe. I mean, number 5, I'm sorry, Just Zoe is, I think, they're going to take on probably too much money because the horse is at Belterra, ran 5 times, has 3/4 and a third, just waiting to win. But that reeks to me of a horse that, you know, from the herd mentality, just doesn't like to be first. So with that, I really wouldn't be surprised to that. Number 10 to race 7, Sean Drupp says he wants to add that on his tickets with all scratches. So keep that in mind, folks. So for me, I'm adding the 3 and the 7 in the second leg. In race number 7, you have the 2, the 5, and the 6 scratched. So that leaves my 9 that I singled in the last race. I'm also going to toss in the 4. Might as well, right? That is, the horse is Frontier Dynasty. The horse is dropping in class. And the last couple races were okay, but does have some experience. One of the lighter raced horses in the field. That tells me it has a chance to improve. We don't know the upside yet. And then I'm going to add in number 7, which is Tesorina. Wesley Ward is going down 2 classes, and he wins at a ridiculous 37% when he drops his horses that far. So that's going to be 4, 7, and 9 instead of 2, 5, and 6. Into my last leg, I'm going to keep it 1, 3, 5, and 6. So it's going to be 2. So in the first leg is actually 3 and 6. The second leg is 3, 4, 5, and 7. The third leg is going to be 4, 7, and 9. And then the last leg is 1, 3, 5, 6 as stated. And I think that works out to $48. So between my 2, I have 48 and 8, $56. Looking at Sean, who was kind enough to send his in as well. He has his prime rib in race number 5. He likes the 1, 3, 5, and 6, but the 5 is scratched, so 1, 3, and 6. Race 6, he's got the 4, 5, and 7. They're all alive. Race 7, I think this is the one where he said Sean wanted to add in the
10,
number 10 to race number 7. So that'll go on the hot dog as well. And then it's just confusing, folks. And then so he's got the 10 in there. And then race 8, the 1, 5, and 6. Looking again at Sean's hot dog. In race 7, he would add the 10. So there you have our on-the-fly pick 4s for Belterra, Terry's best bet of the day. Better head on over to the track pretty quickly because they right now are in race number 3, I think. Yep, 16 minutes to race number 3. Terry's best bet will be in about 36 minutes. So that kind of a little backwards in terms of our order for today. Let's now get on to the news of the day. Terry, the first thing we'll start with some good news. I always like good news. Nebraska is considering, I didn't know horse racing was so so popular in Nebraska. But in Nebraska, Kimball officials to hear horse racing track for a Racino. But if you look over here, it says so far in July, the Nebraska Racing and Gaming Commission heard proposals for 5 new Racinos, including one in Gering, North Platte, and so far no action's taken. So maybe if you live in Kimball, Nebraska, I have no idea where that is, but if you live in Kimball, Nebraska, let us know. They're going to open up a Racino possibly by you. What do you think? It's near Interstate 80, but I think everything is near Interstate 80 in Nebraska, right? It's all the towns in Nebraska are at Interstate 80 and get 5 miles away from Interstate 80 and it's all farm. Is that right?
I think so. Not sure. I haven't been there, so I don't know for sure.
I drove through Nebraska on the way to Denver. It was nice. I mean, everybody says it's flat. It is really flat. But the nice thing is you can go really fast. I didn't see one cop out there.
Well, I'll tell you, if they put the 5 new horse racetracks casinos in there and you drive through again, it's going to take you 3 or 4 days to get through.
Yes, and Tom, I Love Carly says that Fauner did a very good job that last year during the COVID, and I agree. I remember they were one of the few tracks that were running constantly, so that was a big positive, and I remember handicapping that track every single day while they were running. So it was one of the – I was happy, believe me, to have something to handicap at that time. And then, of course, our day wouldn't complete, Terry, if we weren't talking about somebody in the news for breaking the rules, right?
Yeah.
But at least in this case, I think they took Tom iCarly's advice here, and trainer Jorge Navarro and the head of New York Veterinary Clinic, that would be Kristen Rain, I think that's how maybe they pronounce the name, have pled guilty to their respective roles in the distribution of adulterated and misbranded drugs with the intent to defraud, mislead in connection with the charges filed in the United States versus Navarro for horse racing.
Yep, they sure did. And I'm glad we're going to get them out of the racing industry. So I
don't know that necessarily says that's what's going to happen. I think they'll probably be banned by everybody, but there's the only punishment I see in here, and this is kind of interesting to me, is that he's going to be punished. Where is it down here? I found it. He's going to be, so Navarro has agreed to the payment of restitution in the amount of $25,860,514. I did not know trainers made that much money. Dude, we're in the wrong business.
I know it. Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that. So anyway, and then I guess the veterinarian is going to be $729,716. So yeah. So I guess
this makes me sad, the paragraph before that, because I really like this horse. It says the horse Maximum Security, briefly considered the winner of the 2019 Kentucky Derby. What's with all the Kentucky Derby controversy, folks? Come on, man. Let's run clean horses. It is the showcase of our sport. I know there's a lot of money at stake. I know there's a lot of prestige at stake. I know there's a lot of stud feeds at stake. But listen to me. There won't be any of that if there is no racing, because everybody runs away because it's a crap shoot as to whether or not your horse that you picked is on something or not. The bettors lose, the fans lose, and in the end, Jorge Navarro, you lost, brother. You're down $25.9 million. You might not have had it otherwise, but once you rob the bank once and get away with it, maybe you should decide to call it a career.
Yeah, I agree with that. It really hurts horse racing when these sort of things come to light. So we need to clean it out and get it back, because new people aren't going to come and get involved with it if they think there's cheating going on all the time.
Well, that's not what we're seeing happening this year. And I don't know to what degree cleaning up the sport, or if it's all the stimulus money, or it's just that the economy is going well. But we're seeing at track after track after track increased purses. We're seeing beyond increased purses. We see, like we saw in the article today about Nebraska, Kimball, Nebraska, where I have no idea where that is. We see that they're thinking about opening up racinos. So that tells me horse racing is alive and well, right?
Yep. Yes, it does.
Yeah, Tom, I know that Tom mentions that the Maximum Security had nothing to do with drugs. I know. I remember that. But just later on, it said in the lawsuit that Maximum Security had taken a drug, and that one of the phone calls that they actually intercepted was the veterinarian telling Navarro that not to worry, they won't catch some drug in there called SGF 1000 because there's no test for it in America. It just saddens me that a horse that I actually liked ended up being juiced.
Yeah.
Because it tells me that, I can be the best handicapper in the world, but there's no line in the past performances that says this one's juiced up. I wish there were, right?
Yeah.
We all knew Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. That was easy call, but it's not so easy with the horses, right, Terry?
No, that's true. Absolutely.
But again, just please, trainers, jockeys, if you know someone's doing it, there's got to be an anonymous form. Just fill it out and say this horse is on something. Let's clean the sport up. Let's get it right. And let's take advantage of the good while it's going good, because it's not always going to be like this. The economy goes up and down. Right now, we're in an upswing. We want to make sure that we're well prepared to weather the storm when the downswing comes.
Yep.
All right, Terry, anything else that you want to share with us before we roll?
No, I'm just hoping tomorrow we're going to do Woodbine. I'm hoping there isn't a rash of
late scratches. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So since Sean sent his in today, if there's anybody out there who want to put your picks out there for everyone to take a look at. Hey, Terry and I are open. This is a community. It's not just about Terry and I. It's about all of us. So if you got some picks and you got some insights at Woodbine, go ahead and fire off your pick fours, either as you can see on the bottom of the screen. You can do it on Facebook at Racing Radar. You can also throw them at us on Twitter at Racing Radar. Tom Carley says he'll put his in. We look forward to it. Everybody else, put yours in as well. Or if you want to, you can send them to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com. I prefer you put them on Twitter. Be easier for me to bring them up on the screen than me typing it out. But we'll bring them up and we'll show them we'll talk about them on air as well. But how's that sound, Terry?
Sounds all right to me. Sounds good. Yeah. I like to get lots of input. So
fantastic. Yeah. And it just gives everybody a different insight. So if you make a pick four and you like a horse, if you'd be kind enough just to put like one sentence, couple of words why you like that horse, so that we know what your thinking is. And then Terry and I can debate it. Or I could be laughed at once again, like I was by a couple people now. I've been laughed at by Acacia Courtney, and I've been laughed at by trainer Jose Ortiz. I think they were both right?
Yep.
I agree with you, Tom. We should get a hot dog company to sponsor it. Nathan's.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Joey Chestnut to do it for us.
Maybe.
Yes, make him spit out the picks real quick. All right, Terry, we'll be back in 23 hours and 30 minutes. Until then, everybody, may good luck at the races, and we will see you in the winner's circle.